We got back John Mateer. Now, Coop, we've got to talk about college football playoffs because, of course, those rankings dropped last night. I put out a little video about it, and I felt like the Sooners got a pretty big win out of that one, moving in at number 12. Let's take a gander at what those look like. We do that. Shout out to our partners at Sleeper. If you're not using them for daily fantasy football or daily fantasy sports in general, you are missing out. They are hooking everybody up. They're going to give you $20 just for signing up. No deposit required. Use our promo code UNFAIR. But if you decide to deposit, they're going to give you $100 if you deposit $100. And I jump in there and I play quite often. You just pick 2 or more players, pick more or less, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money, which turns your game days into paydays. So download the app. It's one of the top apps out there. Use our promo code UNFAIR. You're going to get $100 if you deposit $100. But if you decide not to deposit, they're going to give you $20 for signing up. New users only. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Once again, thank you all for pulling up. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop, this is the week 11 or the first week of the college football playoffs, top 25s. Pull this bad boy up. And your beloved Oklahoma Sooners start off at number 12. Texas right above them at 11, Notre Dame at 10, Oregon 9, Texas Tech at 8, BYU 7, Ole Miss 6, the UGA Georgia Bulldogs at 5, Bama 4, Texas A&M 3, Indiana 2, and Ohio State number 1. Now, I think the significant thing here is, Coop, that if the college football playoff started today, both Texas and Oklahoma are eliminated. They are the first 2 teams out. For the uninitiated, you have to have a conference champion from the ACC. The highest ranked person right now is Virginia, so they would go in. And you got to have a G5. They're not ranked on here right now, which they got the big massive stub. They would take the 12th spot. So, initial spot for Oklahoma, what you think, Coop?
So I had to watch this one live last night, and obviously I know there's a lot of turmoil of why is Texas ranked behind Oklahoma in the AP and the coaches poll. Oklahoma's lost to a rival that is ranked this similar to them and has lost to one of the top teams in the country. Texas lost to a team that had to fire their coach. So, and then obviously a top team in the country. So an unranked and a team who is done. That's why. So you get your cookies back here, Texas fans, that now you're ranked ahead. This is where you want to be, Jay, because it just really doesn't matter. I remember 2 years ago, I think after we lost to Kansas, you were like, hey, this is where they're ranked. And I said, I don't care. Because if you don't go out and handle business, none of this matters. Like, if you go and you lose to Bama on the road, like, it's tougher. If you lose to Bama on the road, you lose anything else, then, we'll have a talking point, but it won't include the Sooners on this piece. But there's a lot of positive also, Jay, because there's a lot of teams up in front of us that are going to be playing conference championship games. So I'm Tarantinoing it and starting at the end. There's a lot of teams like BYU and Texas Tech plays this weekend. So one of those teams, if that's a blowout by any chance, that other team disappears. But if it's a close game, still they're going to drop back. You've got Notre Dame's got a few games on their schedule that they could still lose. We've got Bama to play. So there's still a lot of football to play in this scenario. But this is where you're supposed to be. You've got 2 losses. You are right in striking distance. It'd be a little bit more damning if you're at like the 18-19 range, but you're at 12. So long way to say you're right where you need to be.
Yep. Win and you're in. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma goes 10-2, they're in. Period.
Yeah. 100%.
10-2, you may actually end up as a bye week. That's even a chance there. Now, granted, you may not even play in the SEC championship game, but you could end up being at the top 5 easily.
And Jay, we said this kind of. I don't remember if we said it on air, if it was just you and I talking, because I think that when we did our season picks, both of us had pretty much been at 10-2, and we went 11-1, live. We both went with a little bit more of a get excited pick. But is it bad to go 10-2 and miss the SEC championship game, get an extra week off, get dudes healthy, get some practice, and then host a playoff game? Would that be such a bad thing?
No, not really.
But you got to get there.
Yeah, you got to get there. I would have no problem with hosting. I would love a playoff game be hosted in Norman. That would be fun. That'd be electric.
What if you got to host Notre Dame at OU?
We've had them here before. I don't care about them. You want to know what I would like to see, though? What would be fascinating, and I think it would really upset a lot of people if we hosted Texas.
That's I've seen some projections where that one they get to come to OU.
Yes, buddy. The internet would break.
Or what would happen? Because I don't know how it seeds out, but what happens if OU does end up 10-2? You don't play because of some funky tiebreaker in the SEC. Indiana loses to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. What if you get to host Indiana at the crib?
Oh man, another one where the internet would break. You host USC.
I just don't think they get there.
I don't see it either, but their schedule is favorable enough to where they should be able to. The question is can they do their part to get there? But if we had to host them, the internet would 100% break. It would be one of those where everything would collapse on top of each other, and the head coach just wouldn't make the trip. He'd say, it's just not possible.
It's like the multiverse. It'd be like bringing the multiverse into college football because Lincoln Riley coming back here. I know that we've got somebody's Twitter handle is Runaway Riley, but he'd be like, I actually have tuberculosis and I can't go in that type of weather anymore.
I like the fact of saying tuberculosis. Wow, that is such a 1975 death.
I think it's a 1915.
Right 15, probably even. No, I'm sorry, not a 19, a 1775 death sentence right there or illness. That's a 1775, 1705. 1515 is when people was dying of tuberculosis like crazy. But yeah, that would be buddy. Yeah.
There's a lot of, that's why you want. The thing is OU is a team and a program that needs to be in the college football playoff 3 out of every 5 years minimum.
At this point,
and you'd like to maybe see 75% of the time. Now, if it goes to 16, I'm not sure that you shouldn't be there every time.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that you shouldn't be. But there's some teams right there. So right now, that's the projection. OU's not even in right now, but
yeah, they're considered one of your first out. So yeah,
and it's a moot point because Alabama and A&M are on a crash course to probably play each other. There's a lot of teams that are up in front of us that are going to either play each other or play somebody similar. And so, I was looking at USC has Northwestern this week on a Friday. Oh, the disrespect. USC playing a Friday night game. Iowa.
Especially mid-season. That's that Pac-12 after dark stuff right there.
I know, right? And it starts at 8 p.m. Central. So you Friday at 8 p.m. So you got Northwestern, you got Iowa, then you go to Oregon, and then you get Nico and UCLA to wrap up the season. So they got 2 losses to Notre Dame and Illinois. I guess it's a potential deal. If we were to ascend and they were to sneak in, they're going to, that ratings-wise, it would be freaking low-hanging fruit, Jay. But that's why you have this scenario. There's a lot of really, really cool matchups that could potentially happen.
Yeah, A lot of wish casting. But no, for those that don't understand, this is basically what your brackets would look like. If everything happened today, you have Oklahoma and Texas, your first and second team out. You'd have Virginia in there. And right now, Memphis, I think, is 23rd on the AP poll. They would be probably your highest ranked team in the end. Like, don't forget, like, these are the initial ones. So do they really matter? Not really. We're talking about them because we enjoy talking about it. At some point, you're going to see the ones that matter, which is literally the final week of the season. Honestly, I don't even think championship week really holds much water to what matters because every conference does the top 2 teams based upon all the tiebreakers and records are the ones that play. No one does the divisional thing anymore. So you're guaranteed to get the 2 highest ranked players from your conference playing in your conference championship. As Virginia keeps winning, they'll be up there. Louisville could potentially take it away because Miami decided to fumble their bag. So, but, it could get to that point. But this is where things could potentially sit. It'll be a very intriguing last few weeks because no matter what, somebody's going to mess up all of this with their play. And I'm just hoping it ain't us. So,
yeah.